Hey fellow Rangers, it's me, Mario. Today let's talk about 2B, a very humble building. It's not that powerful, is it? It's by far the least powerful of all the one builder cost buildings. By far, I would say. And the reason is mainly that it doesn't have a hand, because otherwise 1B would have that crown, I think. So, it's not that strong. It used to be even less strong. I think in the second edition it's stronger, but mainly, and we're going to introduce a few concepts today, I think, thanks to the humble 2B. Mainly, it can be a placeholder. It's a stepping stone to other buildings, to greater buildings. Since it's not a great building, it's a building you have no regret building onto. So while you might lose your taxer or you might lose 2A, the extra cow market, by upgrading it to better building, to higher level buildings, you don't have these kind of regrets with 2B. So I think that it's the main way it gets used nowadays is as a placeholder. So it's going to hold the position on the board for other buildings that are to come, which is not that bad. But another concept I would like to add is about cycling cows. Let's take a quick look at this action. So this action used to be way worse. It used to be one green cow for 3 coins and one jersey for one step on the rails, which was pretty miserable. But right now you can get a more balanced output, which is 2 coins and 2 movements with a train. One movement with a train is worth more than 1 coin on average, I would say. So this is actually comparable to how neutral building D is used every now and then. So let's take a look at neutral building D. On neutral building D, you can either pick up a TP, well, a bandit, pardon me, I am an all-time player, and you can get a double auxiliary reaction, or you can pay 2 coins to move the train twice. But what happens sometimes is that in the early game, you're going to gain 2 coins out of the auxiliary reaction and move the train twice. So basically, your whole action is moving the train twice. Or sometimes in the I wouldn't say late, but in the mid game, you can already maybe get a bandit for maybe 4, 5, 6 coins, and also use the double auxiliary action to move your train twice. So if you compare that with, again, the humble and not that powerful 2B, it's comparable to getting a bandit for 4 coins and moving the train twice, because that action will cost you 2 coins. So the outcome you're going to get is 2 train movements plus 2 coins. You might say that that is easier to accomplish because you don't need cows, and you will be right. But cycling cows is actually not always a cost. Cycling cows out of your hands, especially jerseys, which are, of course, the worst kind of cows you can get in your hand, is not always a cost. It can actually be quite beneficial. Let's take a look at NBF, for example. In the early game, NBD and NBF, they both share the same function, and that function is giving you coins. Like, they can give you 4 coins both. I think that NBD right now can give you more on average because the bandits got improved. Back in the days, they used to be pretty much the same. Uh, NBD will also give you a bandit, which is a good asset for fulfilling objectives. But NBF is way stronger because it helps you cycle out 2 jerseys. And it's not even something to talk about. Like, getting 5 coins out of these buildings is, on average, in the early game, way worse than cycling 2 jerseys out of your hand to gain 4, thanks to NBF. Because again, cycling jerseys out of your hand is very good. And that's what NB, well, not NB, 2B can help you do. Cycle out a jersey out of your hand, cycle a green cow to gain 2 steps on the rails, which again can be very relevant at the start of the game, but there is the little struggle for station master tile, especially when there's like this station master tile early, which is the most coveted one. But also this one is very good. So depending on how the Station Master tiles are dealt, taking early steps on the rails is good, and it's in general pretty good to jump ahead of the other guys to get after the 3 crosses, so that later on your higher level deliveries will not cost you anything or just cost you a few coins. So reaching step 6, it's pretty important, I would say. Sometimes even reaching the first station is also very good, just because you're not going to pay 2 coins and probably you're going to get Station Master tile on top of the 1 point. So train movements can be pretty important in the early game, and this building can help you, but you shouldn't really plan too much around it. If you know that on the next loop you're going to have many green cows and probably steal some jerseys, having a plan to use this building once and then upgrade it, it's probably the best plan for 2B. It can also work pretty well on the hazard paths, again, because it will help you cycle jerseys out of your hand while also getting something out of it. But again, your main plan with 2B is to use it once, probably. Maybe if you're stuck because all the other guys have already taken all the good spots and you have to place down a building, you've already placed down your taxer, and you don't have 2 builders, and there is no other 1 cost building. Like in this game, in this game there's 3B, not 3A, so there are only 2 level 1 buildings. And holding a spot might be good for you because it might make your loop better later on by upgrading it to a 3-step building of some kind. So it's really a placeholder, but if you have a plan for it and it's on a decent position on your loop that you're going to hit anyway, and you have the right cow, so a lot of things have to go according to the plan, which is why this building is still not that powerful. I think it can work. It's not, again, easy. It's not a strong building. It's not something you should plan around. I've seen plenty of new players trying to use this building many times. It just doesn't really work. It requires too much and gives you too little already starting from the mid game. So again, you shouldn't plan too much to use it, but it's a good placeholder, and using it every now and then, it's actually pretty good right now. It isn't that wasn't the case back in the days, but I think right now it's decent enough. And that's it about 2B. Pretty fast video today. All right, see you next time. Mario's out. Bye bye.